Heartbreak Ridge by NICVT. The key wasn't wrapped up, so there's the key. Sometimes that's intentional though, to throw you off, or at least it has been with other locks. I don't know if I need 2 tensioners, but I'm just going to go ahead and start with that. By other locks by NICVT. I don't know if probably should count these pins. We do. Just popped up a little bit. It'll about 3. about that one either. I feel like maybe I'm getting somewhere now. There we go. That was Heartbreak Ridge by NICVT. It turns to the left, it doesn't want to turn to the right. It was sticking a little bit before I picked it. Sometimes with all the heavily modified pins, the key can be a little bit sticky, but that's to be expected. Surprisingly, I'm not sure. I didn't count the pins. I'm going to go ahead and gut this, but I don't know if I'm going to include it on the video, depending on what's inside of here. Not totally spoil everything for everyone. I'm going to go ahead and shim this. I thought it felt like there was 6 pins in there. Is this a 5-pin cut? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, see there's 5 cuts on that key. 6 pins in the lock, but when the key is in, that 6 pin isn't quite a shear line, so not totally sure about that. Yeah, I did not count the pins, but I typically don't count the pins. binder, but it felt like I was touching more than 5 pins. Over $1 million on 3 and 6. Kind of counter milling, not over milling, but very nice detailed pins, as typical from NICVT. Is really nice. Pin. Curious about. Okay. Kind of what I thought. There is no driver on 6. There really couldn't have been with the key pin not being at shear. That's just, I guess, there to make you think it's there so you feel it and set it in get an overset trap. Especially with that milling, these serrations would catching that milling in the plug. So, nice job. Nice job, Nick. A little tricky there. I'm not going to take these springs out sometimes. Sometimes it matters which springs are in which chambers. Sometimes there's stronger springs in certain chambers. So I'm going to leave those in. There's really no point in taking them out and possibly mixing them up. So that is Heartbreak Ridge by NICVT.